All right, welcome back to school, everybody. It's 2017. Happy New Year to you all. And this is Stats 10. So let's see, Stats 10. I'm gonna put an exclamation point there too. Okay, and my name is Miles Chen. I'll be your teacher for this quarter, Intro Stats. I love this class. I love my job. I'm super excited. This is, if you'll allow me to just be cheesy for the first few minutes of class, I'm gonna be cheesy. I'm excited for all of you guys. You guys are taking Intro Stats. How many of you have already taken stats before? Okay, and then, that's actually a lot of you. Okay, and did you love stats when you took it before? No response, that's okay, that's as expected. Well, and then the rest of you, I'm assuming, have not taken, I mean, if I said who has and who hasn't. So the rest of you haven't taken stats before, and so I'm very excited that this will be your first stats class. When I was an undergraduate student, I didn't come to UCLA, but when I was an undergraduate student, my intro stats class literally changed my life. I was an engineering major. I ended up finishing my major in engineering, and I graduated with that. But I fell in love with the subject of statistics. After working for a couple years, I decided to come back to grad school to study statistics. I came here to UCLA and I graduated. I got my master's and my PhD in statistics. That's how much I loved it. And now I have my dream job of teaching statistics to you guys as college students. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys like the subject, and I know not all of you will become stats majors, and that's okay. We need other majors as well. But I hope at least at the end of the course you will gain an appreciation for the subject of statistics, and maybe some of you will say, hey, I like that class and maybe I want to minor in statistics, or maybe you aren't sure what major to choose. Well, if you are undecided in your major, I will tell you statistics is an excellent major to select. I am biased and on my opinion there, but as we progress further into the 21st century and all of this data is more and more available, we need people who can look at it. So anyway, statistics. I promise you, if you major in statistics, no problem finding a job. I can't guarantee that, but it's a highly sought after major for students. So anyway, we'll get started. I guess maybe I'll go over the course syllabus. Let's see here. Okay, so we'll go to CCLE. And I'll log in here. Stats 10. Here's our syllabus. Let's take a look. You guys can't read that. Let's see. Okay, so yes, if you're going to email me, make sure you include Stats 10 somewhere in your email so I know that this is the class you're talking about. I teach multiple statistics classes, and so if you just say I'm in your class, that's not very helpful. And even if you say I'm in your statistics class, that's not helpful, because I recognize that you guys are probably taking several classes and you only have one statistics class, but I teach several classes and they're all statistics classes. So make sure you tell me it's Stats 10. Okay? I'll have office hours in this room. It's kind of like, I don't know, a student tutoring lounge in the stats department's the 8th floor of the math sciences building. Okay, and if this is not a good time for you, just send me an email. We can set up an appointment, try to work something out. You guys already know CCLE, I'm sure. And here we are. This is your grade breakdown. All sorts of little chunks here. We're gonna have quizzes. We've got 4 quizzes. Each of them is gonna be worth 4% of your grade. None of them are dropped, so make sure you attend your discussion section the week you have quiz, okay? Because quizzes will be given in discussion section, so make sure you go there. Please don't email me saying I forgot and missed it, okay? And then we've got a few lab assignments. We're gonna have 4 of them. They're worth 3% each. None of them are dropped. I'll have the due dates listed on CCLE, so make sure, you know, set little calendar reminders so you turn in your labs, okay? Midterms 1 and midterm 2, 15% each. We're gonna have a final exam, 30%, okay? I got 6% quote-unquote homework, and then 5% clicker attendance and participation. So we'll start using the clicker next week, okay? So make sure you guys get a clicker, and we'll take attendance, and I'll have questions during lecture for you guys to respond in. And then there's a course evaluation, 1% just for participation there, okay? And that adds up to 100%. So as far as the homework goes, okay, I have assigned some homework on CCLE. They're listed on, let me get back to CCLE. They're listed there, okay? I've listed off some problems for you guys to do. I do not actually collect or grade the homework, okay? I'm going to trust that you guys are adults and you will figure out how to manage your time. If you haven't figured out how to manage your time, you'll learn at some point, okay? And if homework is not something that you want to be doing, then you don't have to do it. I'm not going to force you to, okay? I've listed off some problems. I'm also providing the solutions for every single homework problem, okay? And that's for you to do and just check your own understanding. But I'm not going to collect anything. At the end of the quarter, everyone gets 100% for their homework grade, okay? Sounds good? You're supposed to say yes, okay. So everyone will get, so this part will be a free 100%, okay, for the homework there. Let me talk about the clickers. Well, I guess I could talk about this other, but we'll go in order here, okay? The textbook, it's listed here. It's available at the UCLA bookstore. You can, I think I sent out an email about the textbook as well, did I? Okay, so you can rent it. You just need the textbook. You don't need any of the extra fancy stuff. It comes, I don't know, you can spend $200 to get, I don't know, access to a website and some other stuff, but I don't really make use of it. So I think you can rent the book for around 30-40 bucks or something, and that feels more reasonable for me, okay? You'll need a calculator. Any calculator is fine. If you don't have, I highly recommend at least a scientific calculator, okay? You can get one for about 15 bucks, something around there. They've got them at the bookstore. You can get one on Amazon. If you have a fancy calculator, a graphing calculator that you spent $100 on back in high school or whatever, that's more than adequate, okay? You don't have to go out and buy a scientific calculator. But if you don't have one, I highly recommend that, okay? The only calculators not allowed are your phones, and I think that makes sense, okay? As far as makeups go, so if you miss a quiz or something, email your TA right away, and you'll need some kind of documentation, okay? So if you're sick, you need to get a doctor's note, okay? If you're gonna miss a quiz, right? I know some of you guys get sick and you're like, well, the doctor's not gonna be able to do anything. They're just gonna tell me to rest and get better. And that's often what they do if you just have a common cold. But for the sake of the grading and all of that, the makeup policy stuff, we have to have documentation on our side. You know, if people were to question our grading policies and things like that. So just make sure you have a doctor's note if you want to make up a quiz. Okay, so if you get sick and you're going to miss a quiz, go to the doctor and get a note, okay? Or, you know, whatever else prevents you from coming to class, make sure you've got some kind of documentation, okay? If we don't have documentation, we can't give you a makeup. All right, and you guys can read, okay? And let me talk about the clickers, okay? So every time we run a clicker session and you click one of the buttons, you'll get a point for attendance, okay? And then every question that I ask is also worth a point, okay? So if I ask 3 questions during my lecture, there will be a total of 4 points available, okay? You get one of those points just for clicking a button at some point during the lecture, okay? So that's your attendance point, saying I was here. And then the other 3 points will come from whether you got those questions correct or wrong, okay? And I generally make the clicker questions a little bit tricky, okay? I'll try to put in some, I don't know, a little bit of a tricky question to use as a point, as a motivation for discussing a certain topic or idea in further detail. And, you know, as you're taking notes, you know, you'll probably see very similar questions on the exams themselves, and so I think it's a good place to have a kind of a low stakes environment to ask tough questions, so that in the higher stakes environment such as the exam, you would have been exposed to them already, okay? But, you know, some students always complain that the clicker questions are hard, but that is by design, okay? I do want to cover tough questions, but I don't want the first time you see a tough question to be on the exam and make you guys sad. So we'll have the low stakes environment of the clicker. You might get it wrong, but at most, all of the clicker points totaled up 5% of your grade. So it's not too big of a deal, okay? And then when you see the same question again on the exam, you'll get it right, okay? Okay, and be honest with your clickers, okay? If you're gonna miss class, just take the point loss and miss class. Don't give your clicker to another student to be clicking for you, okay? If I'm walking around and I see you have 2 clickers, I'm gonna be asking why you have 2 clickers, okay? Because I know sometimes students will wanna click for their friends and things like that. And I get that, but that defeats the point of you know, using clickers for attendance and participation. So I just ask that you guys be honest with the clickers, okay? All right, and then course evaluations, I think you guys are familiar with that. Your course evaluations are very important to me. I'm a new lecturer. This is my 2nd year here at UCLA, and your course evaluations do play a significant role in whether I get rehired on for next year or not. So I do appreciate. So it is my goal that you are completely satisfied with this course, that you are happy with the teaching I provide, and so that's my goal. If anything, ultimately you are the paying customer, right? If it weren't for you guys paying all of this tuition and all of your fees and all of that, I would not have a job, right? So it's my job to keep you guys happy and to educate you. And so if you feel like I'm not meeting your standards for what you want to learn in a class, then please let me know, okay? And of course, I'm limited to the things I can cover in the class as defined by the textbook and guidelines set by the department, but it's my goal that you are happy with the course. We have a question, yes?
For iClicker, can we use the app from our phone, the Reaper iClicker app?
I am not sure. I've never tried the thing. We'll see. This is the box that I have, and I just plug it into my computer, and we'll see if it hooks up. I would suspect that it does not work with your cell phone, but it might. I don't know. Okay. If you buy a used clicker, that's fine. Okay. CCLE offers a way to reassign your student registration for the clicker, okay? So the iClicker website also offers an ability to change the registration, but they charge you just to say this clicker now has a new owner, okay? UCLA, CCLE, they've created a custom version of this, and you can change the student registration right here, okay? And it's free if you do it via CCLE, and that's the system I use, okay? So, yeah.
If you have your clicker registered in another class, do you have to re-register it with this class, or is it forever usable?
If you have a clicker registered with CCLE, it will work for all of your classes taught through CCLE, okay? So I know some departments don't use CCLE, and maybe it'd be a problem, but if you have a clicker, I know other classes use it. If you register it via CCLE, it will work across the board, okay? All right, any other questions regarding the course or policies or anything like that? Yes?
So are the quizzes on Tuesdays or Thursdays this semester?
I believe your discussion sections are Tuesdays. Wait, let me just double check. Well, I don't remember. Let's see. Yes, Tuesdays discussion section, okay? Bolter 9413, that is the computer lab. And so you'll have discussion on Tuesdays and lab on Thursdays. And you get to see me Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So stats every single day of the week. Can't think of anything better. Okay. Yeah, this projector is not very good, is it? Okay. All right. Okay, anything else? Are we good? Okay, oh, I'm also recording everything on the screen, and I will post it to YouTube. So it's a little different from Bruincast, but let's be honest, YouTube's infrastructure is very good, right? So, these, I'll have links to YouTube for these things. You can speed up the lectures at double speed and things like that when it's on YouTube. And that's that, okay? So if you miss class, you'll miss out on the clicker points, but you can always watch the lecture and keep up to date on the content, which is, for me, is the more important part, okay? But you will miss out on the clicker points. I give everybody 2 drops for the clicker grades, okay? So if you're absent, you know, that counts as a drop and whatnot. You know, if you're absent more than twice, then it will start counting against your clicker grade. But there you go. Okay, so let me put a little break in the